Baki has many spin-offs, but nothing like this. Yuenchi has Baki level of violence, but the vibe is wrong in the best way possible. Not bigger, just stranger. And by the end, you'll understand why this manga is a silent masterpiece, and why, after all these years, it's still under the radar. Baki Yuenchi takes the brutal nature of a battle royale and turns it up to 100 because there are no rules, no holds bar, and only fights to the death. The series doesn't hold back, and this time the plot pulls in Yanagi and how he was beaten by a mysterious main character who looks just like Baki Hanma himself, Mumon Kasudagi. He may have the look of a woman, but don't let his looks fool you. Mumon is known for his strategic mind and the ability to exploit his opponent's weaknesses. And right off the bat, they visually establish that he's almost on par with the Hanmas. On the surface, Yuenchi sounds like a simple story, an underground area where rules don't exist. But Underground Arena series still have a code. Yuenchi doesn't. Anything can happen, and everything can go wrong in a split second. And the craziest part, Yuenchi doesn't feel like a spin-off either, but it gets treated like one, and that's the mistake. Spin-offs usually play it safe. They give you a cool side adventure, maybe a next-gen character, and then they stay in their little corner so they don't overstep the main story. But Yuenchi picks the ugliest part in the Baki universe and builds a whole story around it. Yanagi, who is to me the culmination of the devil himself. And the second that name enters the frame, the tone changes. He kills, he creeps, and is the Baki's version of the Joker. And in its own way, this manga takes elements of horror because Yuenchi doesn't treat Yanagi like some cameo, and starts reading like the kind of manga the main story could have kept in secret. Cause like, this is tied to one of the most nastiest threats in the series. And what makes this manga so addicting is that it feels forbidden to read about a main character who looks like the identical twin to our MC, but is Katsumi's eldest brother who never appears in the main series. Yeah, something's off. And the whole time you're reading, you're low-key asking yourself, is he stronger than Baki? But I think there's a reason for this, and that's because Itagaki's own design logic is built to make monsters look beautiful. So he triggers that Baki look on purpose, even if nobody spelled it out in the interview. And what makes Mumon different isn't just power, it's how he fights. He's the pinnacle of what it means to be a cerebral fighter when it comes to strategy, problem solving, and exploiting weaknesses with various new techniques. But do you think he can beat Baki after hearing this? Let me know in the comments. So why is Yuenchi a quiet spin-off in the Baki universe? Well, the first reason is that there is no official English release, meaning you can't find no accurate translations for the manga, and to make matters worse, the English versions are significantly behind compared to the Japanese releases. And when people can't read something easily, they don't finish it. If they don't finish it, they never talk about it. And so this is the first barrier, access. When a series is hard to read, it stays underground, no matter how good it is. And even if you do find it, the spin-off label creates the next problem. I don't know about you, but the word spin-off just sounds overflated nowadays. We've gotten so many spin-offs and extended storylines that when most people hear the word spin-off, they assume it's skippable. Oh, and don't let the main series be active, it gets worse, because it basically overshadows everything else. So that means Yuenchi starts off with the stigma before anyone even reads a page. And it's quiet because it's almost designed to stay underground. And if Yuenchi ever gets an anime, it changes the whole trajectory overnight. But until that day comes, it's gonna stay in underrated land. And there's tons of Baki spin-offs that highlights many characters, with the most popular one being the Retsu Kaio spin-off, which I kinda understand since he was a great character in the Baki universe. However, it doesn't take away the fact that Yuenchi has more higher stakes and would really benefit to getting pushed a little better than it already has, especially since it's being created by 3 legendary creators, Yume Makura, Fujita Furuya, and overseen by Kisuke Itagaki. But what would it really take? One trigger. A mainstream spotlight that shoves it right in front of Baki fans who've never heard of this manga. And once that happens, the silence is gone. And just to let you know, I'm building a playlist called Mangas That Hit Different. So drop one manga you swear is elite but no one's talking about. And if I haven't covered it, I just might. Ja, my thought.